Creative Brain Candy by creators for creators.
Welcome to Simply Stogies presents Cigars and Coffee, episode 14.
Yeah, I have no idea how many
Time
episodes.
travel's hard because we did.
Your DeLorean.
Yeah, my DeLorean's broken. So we did one. We did two last week, right?
We did.
So this will be 14. Welcome to episode 14.
Somebody math's good.
No, I don't. It was a rough night. You ever have one of those nights, Tim, where you thought you slept?
Yeah, I was 21 once.
And then you wake up and you're like, I didn't sleep at all and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like I'm so tired, but I slept. I don't get it. Anyway.
You exerted all that energy carrying around your swag.
Well, I exerted all that energy carrying this podcast last week.
Oh.
Welcome to the show, everybody. We're just starting off. This is literally my third sip of coffee today. And what coffee are we drinking, Tim?
Oh, you're never going to guess. I went with a basic bitch coffee.
You are
coffee
a
today.
basic bitch.
No, you are the basic bitch. This is the standard everyday original whole bean. Well, it used to be whole Caribou Coffee.
Caribou Coffee.
I love me some Caribou. And I remember I've said that I like Caribou before and you have not had it. So I figured, why not bring it?
It's not bad. There's a little bit of caramel to it. It's very smooth. It's not very bitter at all.
I hope they can hear that pour.
I'll mute it.
Dick.
Today I am smoking the Winston Churchill, the Davidoff Winston Churchill. This is a Lancero Winston Churchill, which I get almost every time I come here. We are at Habano.
We are, yeah.
Habano Cigar Lounge, yep. Davenport, Iowa. We're hanging out. We're having fun this morning. Tim made the drive from Des Moines. I made the drive from Cedar Rapids. I was here last night.
Yep. And I totally forgot about that, too. When I was texting you this morning on my way in, I was like, oh, wait. So did you went home last night and then drove back here today? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. For whatever reason, I was like, oh, dang, he's staying in a hotel room or something.
No. I went home last night to drop off the cigars that I bought and get yelled at by my
punished.
wife.
Yeah, I was going to say to get yelled at. Like, I would have held off on that. Been like, honey, can I just stay at a hotel?
Right. Let me spend even more money.
Yeah. I gotta bring some stuff back home. When are you not going to be here?
So they had a Drew Estate virtual event last night. It was a lot of fun. A lot of people here.
Mm-hmm.
It was a pretty much packed house. And had some great deals on cigar boxes. Had H99, Liga Privada H99s in stock.
Yep.
Which you were able to buy 1, 2, 3, or 4, depending on how much you bought. So I bought 4.
Go figure. Why would you not buy? Are you sure? Did you not have room for 8?
Well, yeah, no, I'm out of room.
Yeah, no, you've been out of room for a long time.
Yeah, but I played Tetris last night to try to fit some of what I bought in the humidors, and I'm out of room.
Yeah.
I still have. So it's what, end of April now when you're watching this. I think I did the math right.
Ooh.
So if that's the case, I have the Castaglis that I ordered there, and I have no idea what I'm doing with them right now. Like tomorrow, the plan is to play Tetris again and like rearrange my entire stash.
Sounds like you need another humidor. Or you just need to smoke a whole lot of cigars.
I'm gonna go for option B.
Or C, I've got room in my humidor if you need me to hold on to a few things. I promise I'll never smoke it. You just told me. So James has given me plenty of cigars before, and we go to the cigar lounge, and he's like, oh, I'm sure I've given you this before, or you have this. And I'm like, yeah, okay, but that doesn't mean I smoke it right away. And apparently that's frowned upon. If you receive a cigar from James, you are supposed to stop what you are doing, no matter what it is. I don't care if your wife's mad. Just stop it and smoke that cigar so that you can tell them how good it is.
I'm so tired.
He is. You look very beat up. Like
like I woke up. I thought I woke up at some point last night and my back hurt really, really bad, like to the point where I thought I was going to cry.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it might have just been a dream. I'm not 100% sure because when I woke up this morning, I'm like, I'm just really tired and my back does not hurt. So I don't know what's going on.
Was it so I know that I woke up in the middle of the night to take a whiz if I wake up at normal time and I don't have to pee. That's how I know.
That's weird.
Well, I'm a weird guy. What can I say?
So today we're going to be talking about something that I think we don't talk about a lot because I'm a bougie guy. I don't know why. Like the couple episodes ago, I named it "I Hate What I've Become" because I'm that guy now. It's Freddy, the owner of Habano, says bullshit. I do hate what I've become because I am a coffee snob now. I'm a cigar snob. Funny story. As I was buying these from Freddy this morning, Freddy's like, "Hey, I've got this Davidoff you've probably never had." I'm like, "Oh, like you have my attention, sir. What is it?" And so he pulls out one of the Master Blend, like number 6. And I'm like, "I have that." And I just saw him go, "Oh,
how do you have that? Nobody has that."
And then, so I'm like, "Do you have 1, 2, or 3?" He goes, "Yeah, I do at the other shops." I'm like, well, that's what I want, 1, 2, or 3. Right. I don't have that one. So yeah, it's been a long morning, but you should go Habano here in Davenport. When you're in Davenport, it is 3rd Street.
Is it 3rd or 4th?
I don't remember.
Hold on.
I think it's 4th Street.
Yeah, I think it's 4th.
So 4th Street, Davenport. And then if you're in Chicago, he's got a shop at Tinley Park. He's got a shop at Homer Glen. Check those out as well. If you're in the Chicago area.
4th.
Yeah, there you go. 4th Street.
Research on the fly.
Yeah, there you are. So today we're going to talk about something that we don't normally talk about because, like I said, I am a bougie guy. We're going to talk about how to not spend a lot of money in the cigar hobby.
How do you not spend a lot of money in this hobby? I mean, what's that? But yeah, buy shit. Okay, yeah, no, that's
the JR cigar special.
Yeah.
I spent $20. I got 60 cigars
and a free humidor.
That's right. The humidor is probably worth more than those cigars. Yeah. So I mean that's the question I think that a lot of us have is how do I do this hobby and not spend a ton of money? The first thing you have to realize when you come into this hobby is you're literally burning money. So you have to have disposable income. Or at least right. Exactly. Like you've got to have a little bit of scratch to give up. But you don't have to spend.
I mean, your mortgage isn't that important.
It's really not.
It's not.
Who needs a
Habano cigar except Lindbergh.
Oh wow!
Is that accurate? Do you really? Oh, Jesus.
If it converts, he'll take it.
If it converts, he'll take it. But that's the question: is how do you get into this hobby? How do you start the hobby without spending a ton of money? I think there's a way to do it. I really do. It's just not. It's not the path that I took.
No, not the one I took either.
I don't know about that. How did you start? You started on what?
Well, I mean, a lot of the CBID stuff, right? Looking for the great deals. But the thing is that at that point in time, I was looking for everything and anything just to create inventory, just to be able to compete with everybody on these stupid ass forums and stuff like that. And I'm a little salty about that. So
why are you salty about this? Let's examine this. It's therapy time with James and Tim.
No, that's a different episode.
Why are you salty about it?
What?
Why are you salty?
I'm not going to bring it. I'm not going to talk about it.
Well, I think it's a valid point. I think that when you do join some of these forums, and I'm not pointing fingers.
No.
And I'm not mentioning names because they're full of great guys.
Yeah.
But there are certain levels of cigar smoker. And there's certain level. Everybody has a budget.
Yep.
Everyone's finances are finite. Some less finite than others.
Yeah.
But everyone's finances are eventually finite.
I'm still trying to figure out where your money tree is, because I sit there. You send me some of these pictures. I'm like, what did I say last night? Do you even pay your mortgage, bro?
With blowjobs.
Yeah, with blowjobs. I'm like, so anyway, what you got today?
So everyone's finances are finite, and some of these forums, some of these clubs, kind of look down on if you're not smoking a Davidoff, if you're not smoking a Padron, if you're not smoking the new hotness, a boutique cigars, if you're not smoking a Castagli. And sad to say, I have become that guy, and I hate what I've become to a certain extent, because I think everyone should be able to enjoy the hobby.
Yeah,
it's always been said that the cigar is a great equalizer. Everyone from kings to street sweepers, they sit down in a lounge like here at Habano and Davenport, and you get to talk with some amazing folks, and they're from all walks of life, and they all have different backgrounds, and they all have a story to tell, and they all have different experiences, and it makes your life richer for being a part of it. It makes their life richer for you being a part of it as well. So it's a great hobby, but it can get very expensive very quick. So we're going to talk about some ways to keep the costs down while still supporting your local B&M, because I think we all know that the cheapest way to go when you buy cigars is to buy them online. But that's not always the best way to go. It might be the cheapest. It's not the best. So the first thing is, when you go to your cigar lounge, go when there's an event.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's always deals at an event, whether it's free cigars, whether it's a deal on a box, whether it's, buy this, get that. There's always a deal when there's an event going on. So I think that's the number one tip that I have is, when you want to support local during an event.
What happens?
More bang for
what
your buck.
happens though if it's your local lounge is throwing an event, right? And it's a cigar that you've never had or you've never tried. You can go and just get one cigar, but you're not getting any of the swag, because it's always, buy a box, buy 2 boxes, buy 3 boxes, remortgage your house, and then you can get this or this or this or this. I mean,
they don't evict you for missing one mortgage payment.
Right? No, I get it. You get like 6 months or something like that. No, I get it. But then eventually you gotta make it all up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
That's not really how it goes. You normally know about the event, let's say 30 days in advance or 2 weeks in advance. So you, as a consumer, you have the time to come to the store and enjoy the 3 different kinds. So previous to the event, this way, if you did like those cigars, then you take the next step by buying a box and take advantage of the discount and the swag.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's,
If you come early on any event, or you go to any store on the day of the event, you could go early and try and buy one cigar and try it. That's what I do with my customers. I give them a cigar if you never smoked. I'm like, have a seat, smoke it. The event is still going on, and you enjoy the cigar. If you like it, you will go back and And then a lot of, I don't know about other shops, but if they do a mixed box, that's always a convenient, that's a great deal for the customer, that you're not smoking the same thing every day.
Oh, sure.
You might like it today, but you might not like it tomorrow. So this
Which
stuff in the box.
that's a valid point, because I've bought many boxes of cigars because I liked that cigar at one point in time. Then I try something else or another 2 things. I like it even more, and then my palate changes, and now I don't even want that 3/4 box of cigars that I'm sitting on.
Yep, and that's what happens with a lot of people. Me personally, I don't smoke the same cigar. And like what I smoked yesterday, I probably won't smoke the next year. But not everybody has that luxury. But
Sure.
but you have. I mean, you could always make a deal at an event. The reps always mix match, and the owners, most of the owners will let you mix and match within that brand, within that company.
Right.
So this way you have 24 different cigars. Or if you like the brand, then you could have 20 and then mix 4 or something else.
Sure.
Right. And so Freddy makes a good point, which brings me to my second point, which is talk to the owner when you go.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Talk to the owner. If you know about the event beforehand, it gives you an opportunity to smoke something new. Like, I'm not a big Drew Estate guy. But
I'm not either. But
I wanted to smoke some of their stuff. I think I need more Drew Estate in my life. It's a popular cigar. It's a popular brand. And so I came to this event yesterday, and
Yeah.
Freddy's like, you got to smoke this, and you got to smoke this, and you got to try this. And he's right. So if you talk to your lounge owner, and if you're going to a lounge, as an aside here, if you're going to a lounge where the lounge owner doesn't interact with his customers and just stands and isn't very involved, maybe find a new lounge.
That is solid advice right there.
Maybe find a new lounge.
Yeah.
But if your lounge owner is plugged in, if he knows the industry, if he's passionate about it, and he's passionate about his business, and he's passionate about his customers, like Freddie said, he'll help you. He'll put stuff together for you. He'll help you out. So I think that's another way.
Yeah.
The other one, which kind of goes into it, is, again, a point that Freddie brought up, which is don't buy a box.
Mm-hmm.
Now, boxes, when you buy a box, you typically get a discount.
Yeah, you get some sort of
because
discount.
Because you're buying 20 or 25 of that same cigar. In some cases, 10. But if you buy a 5-pack, it's cheaper overall, and you're not going to smoke the same thing every day because you'll have different 5-packs. So if they put together bundles, if they put together a build-your-own box, which I know Habano does,
Mm-hmm.
And they did last night for this virtual Drew Estate event, like, do that. That is a great way to get a ton of different cigars, to try something different, to try something new that you haven't, and expand your palate, and do so in a way that it won't break the bank, because now you're not buying boxes of each individual cigar that you want to try.
Yeah, so there are, and I asked because there's the what's that fancy long ass cigar that you got with
The Manifesto.
The Manifesto. I'm like, well, how do you get those? And he says, you got to do this, you got to do this, you know, so on. So I'm like, oh well, I mean, okay, great, but I don't like that particular line. I don't want that much Drew Estate in my life. Sorry, that's me. So the other thing you can do is scour the earth and find people that have all that stuff in their humidor and make them your friends. And they will eventually say, you know what, I don't need this anymore. And they will offer it to you for little to no cost.
Well, and that brings me to my next point, which is the flip side of what we were saying earlier, where these clubs and these forums kind of force you into wanting to purchase everything and anything and have these waggle sticks. Look what I'm smoking. I'm going to wag it in front of your face.
Right.
Is that a lot of these forums are deal hunters. They're full of deal hunters.
Oh, yeah. I've definitely made some purchases based off of deals that I've found, because there's people out there that are just hunting and scouring the world trying to find great deals on great cigars. I've taken full advantage of that.
Absolutely. And so should you. Find a club that is full of people that won't, number one, make you feel bad for smoking what you want to smoke. You want to smoke that Monte Cristo White Series. By God, smoke it.
Yeah, no, we make fun of Gurkha all the time, but if that's what you like, then
Well, no, okay,
smoke
look,
it.
I think that there's a limit.
Okay,
I think there's a
so that was the
line.
line and I crossed it.
You crossed it.
Okay, well, whatever.
If you smoke Gurkha, if you like Gurkha, let us know.
Nobody will ever let us know. We have
No.
like one comment for all of the episodes so
And
far.
it's usually that
It's usually one of us, like, hey, we look horrible, or whatever.
it's typically what it is.
No, smoke what you want to smoke. Smoke what you can afford. I've got a buddy who definitely smokes what he can afford, and so
You're talking about me?
No, not you. But because of that, his wife is completely against him enjoying cigars, because he does not have the kind of income to be smoking Opus X and shit like that.
Well, not every day.
Right.
I don't have the income to smoke Opus X every day.
You would if you could, though.
No,
No,
I'm
you
not a
wouldn't?
big Opus X guy. I'm not that Fuente guy. Fuente's good. Opus X, I think, is a little overhyped.
Yeah, that's another thing too, is like some of these cigars that are out there, they're good, they're great quality cigars, but when you hype that cigar up so much to me and then I smoke it and I'm like, nah, I don't get the hype, that makes me not want to smoke that cigar more.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah, there's a ton of that.
I mean, there's a lot of that in the industry.
I would much rather you just give me a cigar and be like, hey man, I really want you to try this because I really enjoy it. Tell me what you think.
Well, and I think that's what most cigar smokers want to do.
That's what they want to do, but some of them come
I really
across
enjoy
like
this cigar. You should smoke it. You should give it a shot because I really like it.
right.
When I give you stuff, it's all stuff that I really like.
True. Yeah.
It's not. I'm not giving you dog rockets just because.
Just to make room in your humidor.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Right.
So
What I need to do is actually just have you come over and look through the bags of cigars that you have given to me over the past 2 years and remind me what half of the stuff is.
you should just smoke it and
Well,
find out.
You're absolutely right. What's that one with the gold diamond on it?
Cavalier Genève.
Yep, that one's sitting on the top of my humidor. I want to smoke it, but I'm so afraid that I'm going to enjoy it, and I don't have another one.
They're not hard to find.
No, I know, but that's one of the issues that I have when I looking at cigars. Whatever.
Well, they're not hard to find online. There are several retailers that sell that brand online, which brings me to my next point on how to keep your budget low. Find deals online. There's always coupons online that you can find for certain online retailers. And look, I want to say support local.
Yeah.
If you don't support your local B&M, you're going to lose your local B&M.
If you're still young enough, another thing that you could do is join the military because almost every brick and mortar will give you a military discount.
That's true. I don't know if I'd say, hey, if you want to get a discount on cigars, join the military. That's not really a reason to join the military.
No, it's not. But that's probably out of all the different, out of all the deals and discounts and so on and so forth that companies are more than gracious to give out. The only one that I use commonly is at the Cigar Lounge. Hey, do you guys have a military discount? Well, yeah, we sure do. All right, cool. Well, then I'll buy another stick since I just saved $1 or $2. That's usually what I do.
I saved $1. I'll spend another $8.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll spend another $8.
But it's like, oh, you do have a military discount. Okay, so I'm saving a little bit money. Now I'll buy another cigar. That just kind of like, I appreciate that you have that discount, and because you have it, I'm going to buy another stick because I saved a couple bucks.
I don't think any lounge owner in this day and age is naive enough to think that you're not going to buy cigars online.
No. I mean, we go into cigar lounges, our two here at Habano and at David's Fine Tobaccos, and we say, hey, these are cigars that we really enjoy. We think your customers would like it, and I would actually rather buy it from you than buy it online because I know that that's going to be something that's in my inventory. Until the brick and mortar carries that, I have to purchase online.
Yeah. And so there are some brands that you have to purchase online, but make sure that you're definitely supporting your local B&M. Like I said, every time we go to a local B&M, we never bring our own sticks. And if we do, I've done it once here at Habano. I bought a couple sticks before I smoked the one.
I brought you some cigars in a box split, and then these are like my road cigars.
Right.
But I'm smoking cigars that I purchased here.
Right. So, make sure that when you go to be a local B&M, if you're going to smoke your own stuff, that you do purchase one. You make sure it's okay with the owner that you smoke. Because I feel like that's a wasted opportunity. A lot of people kind of abuse their local B&M. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Make sure you're supporting. But, online is cheaper. I mean, it just is.
It is, but
only by $3 or $4. It's not like it's a big.
Well, no, we talked about that not too long ago. Actually, I think last week, where if we go into the brick and mortar, the prices by the time you add shipping, and I know that a lot of companies online will add free shipping, but by the time you add plausible shipping and the wait for it to actually arrive at your house, it's basically the same price. I mean, you're talking...
Because you've got to wait for it to acclimate to your humidor.
Right.
And your taste.
It spends a week in the mail. Then you got at least a week to acclimate to your humidor. And I go to my lounge, I can just buy it, and I can smoke it then.
Yep. Yeah. So
So when you're only talking about 60 cents to $2-3 more per single cigar, because obviously if you buy in bulk, you're going to get more of a discount, right? I don't think that that's unreasonable. Now, if I can buy something online for $8 everywhere, and I go into the brick and mortar and they want $22, I'm not going to support that. But I have not ran across it
No,
yet.
I haven't run across that either. There are some B&Ms that are more expensive than others. But to each their own.
Right, and
Again,
that depends on state taxes.
state
and,
taxes,
you know,
local taxes, all
What's,
that
what's
stuff.
your overhead?
Yeah. So there you go. I think those. Do you have any other tips on how you can keep it cheap? I think that's it. Smoke what you like. Don't be pressured into smoking something that's out of your price range just because you're seeing other people do it. Support your local B&M. Go to events. Buy boxes when you can, but if you want to experience more, talk to your local lounge. Ask if they can put together a box for you.
So let's throw a scenario out there. Okay, you run into somebody who just for whatever reason, maybe they know you smoke cigars, whatever. And they say, "Hey, I'm interested in getting into the hobby," and I mean, nobody. Well, I shouldn't say nobody. It's not every day that somebody's going to be like, "Hey, I'm just going to magically make $3,000 appear. Get me into the hobby full force." Where somebody like you or kind of
I did
me,
not start that way.
No, I know, I understand that, but what I'm saying is that you're 3, 4, 5, 10, however many years into the hobby you are. How do you introduce somebody new into the hobby? Like,
I think that's a good question. I think that's a really good. And we talked before about. I don't have a cigar mentor. Did you have a cigar mentor?
No, not really. No.
And
I mean,
so,
I had people that I looked up to in the industry and so forth, but I didn't have a mentor.
So this is a good question. Like, how do you become someone's cigar mentor? Because that's essentially what they're asking you. They're like,
Yeah.
I know you're in this hobby. I want to get into the hobby. So how do you shepherd somebody into it?
Mm-hmm.
You have to ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I think the first one is, can you afford it? You're literally, I've said this on the podcast. I've said it
A lot of
I've said it
times.
here. You're literally burning money.
You are, but a lot of times when you say, and I'm just a recent scenario for me, because I had somebody about 2 months ago come up to me and say, start asking me a lot of questions, say I'm getting into cigars, and that's what I did. I asked a lot of questions, including like, how much money do you have to spend? Well, I don't know. What does a cigar cost? And I'm like, well, it just depends on what you like, you know? So what I ended up telling him to start off, I said, hey, I've got some cigars. I've got, some mild, some medium, some full. I've got a wide variety of cigars. So I can set you up there. I can get you started and help you kind of pick some things that you like about cigars. But what you need to do first is you need to get a humidor and you need to get some Bovetta packs. And so he was looking online at like these $30, $40 wood humidors. Right then and there, I know you don't have a lot of disposable income to get into the hobby. So in this particular case, I said, okay, well, let's go to the infamous Seabed and let's get a Herfador 40 count humidor, because you can get them for almost 50% off retail price from that site. So that's one place. I got him to go to the brick and mortar to pick up a couple Bovetta packs. And then I invited him over to my house and I sat down and I gave him a couple cigars, more so stuff that was older, the stuff that I've outgrown. And I know that you kind of give me shit for enjoying the CAO America, but for me, that's my 4th of July smoke. I'm going to smoke it every 4th of July, maybe even 2. I don't care. I said, here's a CAO America 4th of July. Here's why I have it, blah, blah, blah. Save this for CAO America. Save this for the 4th of July. All right. So I gave him some cigars. I picked a cigar. I said, let's go out to the garage and let's smoke. And I'll be damned, this kid grabbed that CAO America. It is not July.
Did you tell him that?
Yeah, I did. And he's just like, oh, but I like the barber pole. So like, hey, but whatever. He doesn't know. He doesn't know anything. So let him live, let him learn.
I guess here's what I would do in that situation. And I don't think there's a wrong way. Well, I think there is a wrong way, and I'll tell you what the wrong way is after I tell you how I would do it. If somebody came to me and said, "Hey, I want to get into this hobby," and they lived next to me, and they were physically in my
like they can come over and smoke all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
I would be like, all right, hey, have you smoked one before? If they say no, all right, let's go to the local lounge.
Sure.
Take them to the local lounge. Pick out something mild. Something super mild, because you don't want them to get sick, and see how they like it.
Sure.
If after the experience they're like, yes, this is a hobby that I definitely want to get into, all right, you know what? let's buy one of those little. You put one in this pack of Mexican hot chocolate, little above the pack here.
Yep.
Buy one of those, and take the bag that they get and pick out 5 cigars. Help him pick out 5 cigars. Say what flavors were you picking up there? And probably just be like, well, smoke.
Right. Which, if you, like you said, if you're right down the road, down the block, it's an easy, hey, we can hang out all the time and smoke. Yeah, that's the way I would go about doing it. In this particular case, it's probably going to be like a once a month thing, so.
But that's how it started out for me. It was once a month.
Right. And I did throw out the clause that if you decide this hobby is not for you, I get all my cigars back and I will buy the travel humidor from you. That's like that. Right. I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna introduce you. But if you decide it's not for you, don't just throw it away. Don't ruin it. Give it back to me.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I don't. That's a good way to stay cheap. You get your cigars back, and you get the travel humidor.
Well, yeah, I'd throw them to $30 or whatever for the travel humidor. I use mine every year. I use mine every day, actually.
And then I would show them some websites where they can get some cigars and they can start trying some things. And you start them on the milder end, and move them into the medium, and then the medium plus, and then the full. And they'll kind of make that gradual progression on their own. For example, Starlord, who's on our Discord, friend of the show, Caleb. He's a Cutter Club member.
Yep.
Which, by the way, go to simplystogies.com. Down at the bottom right, you'll see a little thing, buy me a coffee. You want to support us, what we do, click the button. We appreciate it. Join the Cutter Club. Once we reach our goal, we'll make cutters. That's right. That'll have our logo on it, and it'll be a very exclusive club. So
super exclusive.
Yeah, the first 25 people.
Yep.
As soon as we reach our goal number. But back to that, Caleb, when he wanted to smoke cigars, I sent him to smallbatchcigar.com. He picked up the new smoker sampler.
Sure.
Like, new to the hobby. Here are the 5 that you should start with. And he was like, yeah, okay, I dig these. So I sent him some that were a little stronger. And he's like, oh, I actually really like these a lot more than what some of the other ones were.
Right.
He still likes the Castagli. He likes the Blackworks Studio.
Yep.
He likes a ton of stuff now, and so he's a great brother of the leaf now, and he's in all the clubs that we're in, and participates, and so it's fun to shepherd somebody into it and kind of show him the ropes. But
yeah,
he doesn't spend a lot of money doing it in the hobby. I think he does it in his budget, which is not something I do.
No,
I go outside of my budget.
That's
all the time.
That's something I originally, before me and you started hanging out and annoying the hell out of each other all the time, that's what I would do is I would just buy what I wanted to smoke, and it would take me forever to go through it. And then I get a call from, hey, I'm brand new to the hobby, haven't been doing this for a long time. Would you take a couple looks at my 800 cigars? I'm like, wow, Jesus, I'm slacking. So now and I went about it the wrong way. I just started buying shit to buy shit because it looks cool,
You and me both.
Yeah.
Slowly, I've whittled that down. Everything I have now, literally everything I have, is stuff that I want to smoke at some point.
I'm getting close. It's either stuff that I have purchased in the past 2 or 3 years that I really enjoy and I really want to keep in my inventory, and I've got a lot of stuff from trades and stuff like that that I want to try. Which that makes it tough when I have an entire those Coleman like can coolers.
Mm-hmm.
They're rectangle flat. That I have one of those now that is just purely full of cigars that have been gifted to me in one way, shape, or form. I can't give those cigars. I can't re-gift those. Those are given to me by brothers of the leaf that say you got to try these cigars.
That's another tip. When you want to stay cheap, you don't have to buy an expensive humidor. You don't have to buy a winador. You can get these coolers, and convert them into cooler doors. And there are tutorials online. I think Tim at some point is going to make a tutorial.
On how
to build one.
They're super easy.
That'll be on simplystogies.com, and then also here on the YouTube channel. Which, by the way, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe below.
Oh yeah. By the way, if you're going to say that the comments below, you got to make sure you put comments below.
You put comments below.
Oh, that's right. I can. All right, maybe I will.
Not you, them.
Oh, them. Oh, no, those are talking. I thought you say like show notes, link notes, stuff like that. That's what I was getting at.
Oh, yeah. It's all just in the description.
Yeah.
Not in the comments. It's just in the description down below.
Yeah, all right. Never mind. We'll talk about that later.
I'm not.
All right. No, hey, go ahead. I didn't mean to make your train derail.
Yeah, anyway, Coolador.
Cooladors, they're super cheap, especially. Yep. Tupperware is another one.
Pupperdor.com. He'll be eventually selling some. He's been having some trouble getting stock because of COVID. But as soon as...
So you did get to talk to him?
I did get to talk to him.
Very cool.
Pupperdor.com. Check that out. That has everything you need for a new cigar smoker at a very cheap price point.
Yeah.
You don't have to go searching for a bunch of stuff. I think that's a great way to get into the hobby and have some storage.
I think the secret to just about any type of storage device that you use is to make sure that you're using adequate amount of humidity control. I see a lot of people that go out and they'll get like 100 count humidor and they'll just throw a 60 gram Bovetta pack in there, and that's not enough.
You'll need 4 of them.
Yeah, I think it's a 52 quart Coolador. I have one 320 gram in there. Works perfect. Yeah, no issue.
I actually have a ton of Bovetta so I have three Winadors. I have a ton of Bovetta in each one. I think in each of my non-Cuban ones, I have 2 320, plus all my drawers. On top of the loose cigars, I have it's a sheet of Bovetta,
right,
of the 60 grams. So I think I've got at least 5, sometimes 7 on each drawer, just to make sure.
Right,
and I have no problems with humidity.
So going on the Bovetta, we both use it and we swear by it. There are other companies out there that basically produce the exact same.
Humasmart?
Yeah, I think that one, and there might be another one. But I always tell people that when you buy a humidor or whatever, and it comes with that little floral foam ring or whatever, just take it out and throw it away. I had one. Yeah. Excuse me. I had one in my work humidor for a little while, and it was just every 3 or 4 days I had to put more solution in there, and you'd break it open, it'd spill all over the place. It just get rid of them. Use Bovetta, and it less hassle.
Yeah. Now, if you're seasoning a humidor, which is a completely different thing.
Yep.
They make Bovetta packs for that, but I've also put in with the Bovetta pack. They make 84% packs, so you can season your humidor. I put in a little shot glass of distilled water in there just to help out.
Yep.
And usually when it's all done, it gets to about 70, which is where I want. I want it at 70 before I start putting my cigars in because I want it to come down to 65. Right. Then I take that shot glass out and it's empty.
Now, the only maintenance really for the Cooladors is in the summertime. I bring them down to the basement because the basement's cooler. And in the wintertime, I bring them upstairs into the spare bedroom because it's way too cold in my basement.
Right.
So I like to try to keep mine 65. That's where I like to keep mine. So if I happen to notice that it's adjusting, I just move it to a different floor of the house.
I like mine at 65 as well. I like my Cubans at 62, 65. But it's all personal preference. It's all personal choice. And once you get into the hobby, you'll start to figure that out where you like yours the best. Let's talk about what we're smoking because we've been going on about B&Ms and staying cheap. And what are you smoking today?
This is an archetype. I've never had an archetype. What is it? It's the Arcamto? Can you read that? I don't know. It's an archetype. I've never had an archetype, and apparently these are no longer even in production.
No, it's the Archetype Axis Mundi.
Sweet.
Which is really good. I've had one of those from Rodney.
It is good, actually.
From Keepers of the Flame. Great brother Leaf. He gave me one of those. It's really good. I enjoyed it. Archetype is out of... I don't believe they're making anymore. It was made in the Kellner Boutique factory.
So the entire line is done.
The whole line's done.
Oh, wow.
You can still get some, I think, on certain websites at a discounted price. But yeah, this...
See, I really didn't. Normally, I try to shy away from that because I don't want to get something that I actually really like, and then all of a sudden I can't get it anymore.
Right. Well, Freddy has a box here today.
Yeah, he does.
And you picked one up. And so, like I said earlier, I'm smoking the Davidoff Winston Churchill Lancero. I think it was an LE. And he's got a box here. And I've been smoking this pretty regularly when I come in for the last few weeks.
Sure.
When I come in, this is what I'll be smoking. So it's really good. I love the Winston Churchill series. I haven't picked up, which I won't now. Since what I picked up last night, but there's a new Davidoff Winston Churchill LE 2021.
Okay.
That I really wanted. It's like $350 for a box.
Dang.
Yeah. For a box of 10, I did not. I'm like $35 a cigar. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, you have to really, really like the brand or the cigar.
Davidoff Real Especial 7. I'll pay $350 a box for that all day long.
I think you've given me one of
those.
I
think I have.
Yeah, I think
I bought 2 boxes so far. I have a full box. I think I have 1 or 2 left in one of the humidors.
I'll have to look to see if that's one I want to say I've smoked that one.
If you haven't, you should. It's so good.
Yeah, no, you should. You have it in your app, right? Who you give cigars to? Okay.
No.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't keep track who I give.
You should, because now I got to figure out what you gave me, what you didn't.
There's a lot. Let's talk about the coffee. The coffee's actually not bad. I dig it. It's Caribou Coffee.
Caribou original blend.
It's not bad, and I think I may have had Caribou once. You know what? So here's a funny story. So here's a little behind the scenes for all of our YouTube subscribers, viewers. Here's a little tidbit. When you go to the Instagram at Simply Stogies Podcast, and you see a picture that I've put up that has coffee and coffee beans spread out on the table.
Yep. Okay.
Like a cigar sitting on the coffee beans or just spread out, and it might look like it's pouring out of a bag of Via Castagli from Coffee People,
right? Or
pouring out of a bag from Janus Coffee Roasters. It's actually Caribou Coffee original blend beans, because I'm not going to waste good beans on an Instagram
and
photo.
That is the magic of marketing.
That's the magic of Instagram right there. Yeah. It is not.
Who the hell would dare dump these beans all over the table?
Right. No. Well,
so you bought a bag of Caribou?
Bought a bag of
and you
Caribou.
Haven't tried it?
No.
You just dumped it?
I dump it out, and then I pick up the beans and I put them back in the bag to reuse them later.
All right.
In a different shot.
So I never drank coffee until my first deployment. Actually, yeah, it was my first deployment. Overseas, there was this company, I think it was called Green Beans. It was kind of like a Starbucks that they had, and whatever, it was coffee. But that's when I started drinking coffee, and it was the standard Folgers and whatever. Then all of a sudden,
why are you always bad-mouthing Folgers?
I just said standard, whatever. But anyway, so then it went into.
At some point, we're gonna drink Folgers, and both of us are gonna be like, "It's not really that bad."
I do drink Folgers because I'll make.
Hold on. Of course you do.
So I make my special coffee at home, and I'll drink most of that on the way to work. and then when I get to work,
Tim?
when I
dumping some CBD in there, I don't understand. No. Special coffee.
Yeah, special coffee. No, so when I'm out of my coffee, that's what we have at work is the Folgers. So I'll drink a little Folgers. The first cup is the worst cup. And
or Folgers in my cup.
Yeah, but Starbucks was the next one. But when I got home and we started getting Dunkin' Donuts in town, I went nuts because I'm from the East Coast. So Dunkin' Donuts, even though I'd never had it before, Dunkin' Donuts, woohoo.
From the East Coast when you were a kid.
Right.
When you weren't drinking coffee.
It's the same thing with White Castles, right? Like that was something that we had.
White Castle is one of those places you have to go to once a year to remind yourself why you don't eat at White Castle more than just once a year.
Right. Well, there goes our shot at having White Castle as a sponsor.
I love White Castle.
I agree with you,
just
though.
only have it once a year.
I agree with you. Like when I go to Fort Knox, Kentucky, they have a White Castle, and I'm going to be there for a month. I'll go buy their 30-pack box, and that's what I'll eat for 3 meals a day for a a week.
Oh,
and
how?
then
Do you drop like 30 pounds because it all just comes out of you?
oh my god, yes, in the most
yeah,
solid.
okay. Let's just
But anyway, I think Duncan.
Solid?
Oh yeah.
It's never solid.
When all you're eating is
slides in and slides out.
yeah, when all you're eating is gut bombs, it's just boom. But no, I don't know.
I might have to edit all of that out.
But I love Dunkin' Donuts. I was a big fan of it, and then something changed, and it became overly acidic. The acidity,
very
just,
acidic.
woo, like bad. So then I found Caribou. I was a big Caribou whore. Then Cafe Bustelo, and now Janus when I have it.
There you go.
Yeah, there's my story.
So Caribou Coffee, not bad. It's better than just using for Instagram
Folgers.
fodder.
Yeah. If you need to, you can give me the Caribou. I'll drink it.
No, I need it for Instagram photos.
Okay. Well, eventually they're going to be old and gross, and
Well, then I'll get another bag of Caribou and use it for Instagram photos.
sounds fun.
That's all the time we have. Oh, so this is a funny story. So someone here in the lounge is holding up a cup of coffee here. So when I walked in this morning, Freddy's like, "Oh, hey, I got the coffee ready for you." I'm like, "Oh, thank God. I haven't had a cup yet." He goes, "Yeah."
Right.
He goes, "It's Starbucks dark blend." He's like, "I don't like you guys that much." Thanks, Freddy. That's all right. Thanks, Freddy. We appreciate that. Join us.
Why am I wearing a hat?
Why are we here? Yeah, so that's the show. Thanks for watching. Make sure you go to simplystogies.com. Check out all the great content there. And while you're on the internet, go to creativebraincandy.com. Check out the great family of podcasts we have there, including Smoking and Drinking in Space. From a couple of guys think they know sci-fi,
But they don't.
We don't.
Yeah.
I'm on the show. You get to see probably the same side of me here. Maybe I swear a little bit more there.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm a little more thirsty.
Yeah, when you get out into the open public, you tame down just a hair.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, I amp it up for that show. But it's a lot of fun. Jason, Rob, myself.
You amp it up.
we talk about sci-fi movies. Sometimes they're great. Sometimes they're shitty. And we watch them so you don't have to.
Even though you probably have watched them at some point in time.
Yeah, probably. Make sure you're checking out all the latest reviews at simplystogies.com and the latest podcasts at simplystogies.com or wherever you get your podcasts from. iTunes, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, your Amazon device, Alexa, Google Home. It's all there. Just say, hey, play Simply Stogies podcast, and there it is. My dulcet tones will be in your ear holes.
I'm going to have to try that when I get home, just so that 30 seconds after it starts, I can go, Alexa, shut up.
And on that terrible disappointment, we'll see you next time where we'll be at David's Fine Tobaccos. Actually, you know what? I don't know if that's where we'll be. We might be somewhere different.
Ooh.
So stay tuned. I'm James.
Geez, I'm Tim.
He's drinking coffee. Stay smoky, friends.